Hello, welcome back to Human Animal Audit Corner. Now, we are back in my kitchen and we're going to make baklava while talking about the cult. And of course, it's a day before Easter. And guess what? I'm going to make baklava. So, first, we are actually going to take 3 tablespoons of butter. Here's my butter. Melt it. And since we're in the age of microwaves, you can pop it into the microwave or you can choose to do it on your oven, your stovetop. But you know what? I said I was going to make baklava, so I stuck it in the oven really fast as my phyllo dough because I forgot to take it out the previous night. So I thawed it out. So here we go. Now, we are going to first butter the bottom of the pan so it won't stick. So here we go. All right. Now, we all know Scientology, as I mentioned earlier, has the audacity to take a holiday that's all about family and a man who died years ago, which is Jesus Christ, as the man who turned into a spirit. But no, they have to make it about recruitment, which is ridiculous. So, and as of the religion thing, they have a right to be a religion, even though they made it up. The Constitution, believe it or not, is guaranteed that. Whether it's real or fake, they have every right to be there, according to the Constitution of the United States of America, which is our land. So guess what? It's as much as we hate what they're doing to people and families, they actually have the right to be there. And of course, they are using the holidays to actually recruit. All right. So I'm going to put my butter at the bottom. All right. And then take my phyllo dough out. Stick it at the bottom. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you. Nowadays, there is no quality because guess what? The phyllo dough keeps shrinking by the year. So then we're going to actually use everyone because it's going to be a waste. Yesterday, before there were holes in the ozone layer due to food and carbon dioxides and other pollutants that are causing holes in the ozone layer. And Scientology is one of them. Because guess what? They keep draining our lakes. And according to Leopold, it's actually a site, look it up, they use 2. think it's 2.1 billion bottles of water. So it's just ridiculous. So now we're going to butter this up. I should have just opened the other one up, but it's too late now. So I'm going to paint this up. I know, but I forgot to actually take it out and thaw it out. So here we go. Now we're going to take our other dough. Now, this is my mom's recipe. Jeez. Okay, you know what? This has gotten impossible, but hey, you know what? It's still food and we're going to use it. And I'm definitely not going to toss away because it'll be a waste. So then we're going to put it on top of this. And then we're going to brush it again. And we're going to keep on layering it. And then layering it. Now, one form of baklava you can use is actually cutting them into diamonds, or you can turn them into triangles when you actually put nuts in it. That would be the filling. So now this is my mother's recipe where she got it from her mother. Of course, I know it by heart. So do I know my other mother's recipes by heart? No. Yesterday's timestamp, which was the 3rd, March 3rd, I made a dessert and it didn't really turn out right. So scrap that one. Timestamp March 3rd, 2026. That's March 3rd, 2026. Today is March 4th. So here we go. Then we're going to take another layer. Oh, geez. Yeah, it's, I actually thought it. So, you know what? I'm going to use it anyways because I don't want to waste because nowadays everything is expensive. Yes, I should have grabbed it out last night, but you know what? I forgot it. So I put it in my microwave and thawed it for about maybe a couple of minutes, but it didn't do any good. It came out wrong. So, all right. Now, we're going to, all right. So now we're actually, oh boy, this is just so weird. All right, so now we're just gonna take it off. Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's just, yeah, I just forgot to just thaw it out last night. So we're just gonna, all right. In advance, take it out in advance to make it for the next day. I didn't think of it, of course. This is my punishment now. So here we go. All righty. So we're going to grease it up. Now, it looks like I'm going to take it to my brother's house and my pumpkin bread to church. And I wonder if I should leave my cookies at church, because last year on Easter, they made food, but they didn't make enough of it for lunch. And one half got to eat and the other half didn't. So maybe I'll take the chocolate chip cookies that I forgot to put flour in. So, all right. So now I'm going to take, somewhat another sheet. Okay. Well, what can you do? It's really thin and fragile. So be sure to take it out the night before you actually make it. So, all right. And then we're going to butter it up. Righty. And let's see here. This is just such a mess that Scientology would just take a holiday, because guess what? The only day they celebrate is Auditor's Day or L. Ron Hubbard's birthday. They don't celebrate Christmas. They don't celebrate Easter. And I don't think they're going to do anything on the 4th of July unless they recruit. So, and this is putting awareness out to the world. Now, we're not actually making all these advocacy videos to discriminate. We are putting awareness to cults, especially Scientology, which is a very dangerous cult. Of course, there might be cults that, let's face it, are far more dangerous than they are. And this cults have been around since before the century turned, since about, I think, the 100s. They were around since then. And Christianity started out as a cult. And then, of course, Jesus was born, he lived a life, and then he was sacrificed. So, even the early Christians were cults, believe it or not. But however, anyone could start a cult. So we're going to brush this. Okay. Oh, brother. This is not my day. Okay, let's see if one would come off the other. Yep, it worked, but we're going to use it even though there's a hole in it. Okay. So we're going to cut them up into squares. And then we're going to fold it up into a triangle as soon as I put the nuts in. And the nuts I'm going to use are walnuts. It can be any nuts, whether it's pecan, macadamia, and of course, macadamia nuts are expensive, so I wouldn't use. And could it be peanuts? Not really. because after you grind them up, it's going to be peanut butter. And let's face it, that's what happens because guess what? I make my own peanut butter. Instead of using the chemicals that other companies have, I use my own recipe, and it's not really hard to make it all. All you got to do is use a food processor, a small food processor like this one, fill it up 3 or 4 cups, grind it up, and you got your peanut butter. Would it take hours to make? Yes, because eventually it's going to burn out, and then you have to go back to it later. But with this, it's a piece of cake. It's going to work again, and it's the Ninja product. I'm telling you. Okay. So here we go. So, yeah. Scientology does not celebrate any of the holidays. They just use those days as recruitment. They can just care less about family and holidays and getting together and be together with family. They don't do that. They just use those days for recruitment, whether it's Christmas, Easter, the 4th of July, New Year's Eve. They're not going to kill, they're only going to use those days to actually have recruitments. But guess what? They're no longer succeeding now, and it's because of the modern day Pandora's box, which is the internet. So Tom Cruise, you're out of your luck. People know what you're doing now, and they know what your buddy Davey is doing, and they know what L. Ron Hubbard's about. And John Travolta, I know you have your losses, but you also can't let Scientology take over your life. It's awful, yes, but at the same time, yeah, life goes on. You lost your son, you lost your wife, and you lost the first woman you loved, but Scientology does not help you. All they did was love bomb you to keep you in that cult. But this is the thing. Cults use personal tragedy to wheel people in. So those people are just a piece of work. Now, am I going to go to a protest? Only if it's a group between 500 and 1,000. There's no way I'm going to be out there alone or with 5 people. It's going to have to be between 500 people or 1,000 people, or maybe even more than that. So it's just, and it is what it is. Okay. Boy, this is horrible. So yeah, let's see if I can get this apart. No, I can't. So everybody, remember to take it out a day before you bake it. Thought I was going to get this one apart, but no. So, okay, it's been 19 minutes now. Okay. Okay, I may be running low on butter, so I'm going to put another 3 tablespoons. So, yeah, put in a cup. Oh, brother. Okay. So, guess what, everybody? I'm at my table today because there's no room on my counter. So, I had to use the table. So, cleared it off, cleaned it up, and now I'm using it. So, all right. So, now we're going to butter it up. And this is what Scientology and other cults do. They use people's loss, personal tragedy, and other heartaches to actually reel them in. That's what they live off of. So, my take is, you know what? We are never going to agree to what's out there in the world. So I just decided, you know what? Church can say whatever they want. I know I love God and I know I love Jesus, even though I don't want to actually bring religion up. And I love this earth. That's all that matters to me. So, and I use all 3 to worship. I do go to church sometimes during the holidays. But let's face it, I just don't agree a lot to what my church says about other people without getting real facts. Now, before the Bible came along, there was no newspaper, no television. That's my take on it. I don't know what your take is about, but that would be my intake on this. But it's what you believe that counts. You want to believe in Jesus? Go ahead. I mean, I do, and I believe in God. I also believe in this earth. The earth is our refuge. If it wasn't for the elements of the earth, we wouldn't be here, which is earth, fire, water, air, is the element to have humans on this earth. That's my intake on it. Your intake is fine as long as it doesn't hurt people like Scientology does. But what do I do during the rest of the time while there are other church services? I stay at home. I make a bunch of work to actually bring you my craft. Oh boy, this is just a piece of work. All right, well, all right. So we're just going to line this up. And let's see here. Will this come off? No. But you know what? I'm going to use it anyway because we can't waste. So, and you can't throw away food now without it putting holes in the ozone layer. So let me get another 3 tablespoons of butter, and it looks like it's going to be an entire cup. So let me get it. Alrighty. Oh. Oh my gosh. It was this one I'm trying to put in the microwave. All right, so now I'm gonna heat that up. All right, now while I'm waiting for that to heat up, now, okay. Now, a lot of us are in different religions, whether it's Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, or even, well, pagan practices, or the Wicca religion. Yes, it's actually a pagan religion. They don't hurt anyone. Their beliefs are live free, harm none. If the moment somebody harms another person, free will goes out the door. That's what they believe. But throughout the year, people have gotten the wrong idea. So, you know what I think? Okay, here we go. I actually think it's okay to practice your own religion as long as it doesn't hurt anyone. But however, Scientology hurts people. And other cults like Nexium, the Manson family, Jehovah's Witness, yes, Jehovah's Witness, which is a Christian cult. Yes, Christianity can be used in a cult. So, you know what? Next time you see a Jehovah's Witness, do not let them fool you. They are a cult. Even though, you know what? They don't want to believe that they are a cult. So, nobody, let's face it, nobody wakes up one day when they're a young child and say, "Oh, I want to be in a cult someday." Nobody says that. Let's face it. So, and okay, now we're going to butter this. Okay. Now, actually, yesterday I got both my times mixed up. I was actually supposed to have my arts and crafts at 1 o'clock, but guess what happened? I had it at 5, so I had to fix it up to actually have it at 1 o'clock. And then all of a sudden, I went on to actually press it 5 minutes before the live, and it said 2 o'clock. Let's face it, I did it like somewhere around 12 and 1, and I was getting ready to fall asleep. So there we go. So, all right. So now I'm going to butter up the phyllo dough. Okay. Now, can any culture, religion can take another, if another human being can take another person's culture's religion and turn it into something culty? Yes, they could. They could do it to Hinduism, Buddhism. It can be almost anything. Now, when people worship Buddha, they're really worshiping love. So, yeah, and sometimes the church doesn't understand when they actually sometimes don't think they're hurting another person by saying this and that religion's evil and bad, and we're going to expose them. I mean, there was a priest that thought he was exposing Buddhism and witchcraft, but what he's doing is throwing fuel to the fire. I mean, he had the right intentions because one half of witchcraft does worship evil, but the other half doesn't. And the Buddhism religion works off of love. Of course, not all of them understand that, but do I actually hate the church? No, I don't. I mean, I have the same love, but I see things differently. It's about the heart. Okay. And I'm going to put another layer. Yeah, I'm going to use it anyway. I don't care. Because we cannot throw food away anymore because of the holes in the ozone layer. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, well, what can you do? So yesterday we were actually able to toss it last year, and that was before evidence came along and it proved that food actually does put holes in the ozone layer. So we're going to have to do exactly what the researchers said. Let me turn on the lights. There. Okay, now we can see. And I don't want to grab out those lights because it'll take me too long. So this is just as good. So all righty. Okay. Now, keep on buttering this. All right, where was my train of thought? Now, I think we should just get along. Now, guess what? Cults don't get along with each other at all. Not Scientology, not Jehovah's Witness, not Nexium, not even the Manson family. So the cults are not that great. So, and Scientology is it the worst? No, not really. The worst one is the Manson family. And we all know what happened in 1969. This is a year before my birth in 1970, where Charles Manson killed actress Sharon Tate and her unborn child. He was put in trial, was found guilty, and was given the death penalty. But then all of a sudden, the laws changed and they had to commute his sentence to life. And Jehovah's Witnesses, actually, they threw everybody for the loop because they thought, hey, they worship Jesus, so they gotta be great. That's what I thought. No. What they do has an abusive practice. Victims came forward, and since now they can use their voice now because of the internet, the truth came out. So, guess what? Eventually, all truths come out. And nowadays, it's the form of the internet because it's going to come out like that. So the days are coming where all secrets are out the door. Now, you can easily be at a party, they film you, and you make one error. It's on the internet the next day. They do that in high school, where, you know what, kids can be cruel. Or in junior high, yes, they can be so cruel. And then just stick it on the internet the next day. They have done that before, believe it or not. Okay. All right. And now we're going to put somewhat another layer of phyllo dough. All right. You know what? I'm just going to put it on there anyway because it's a waste and you cannot throw away food because it can damage the environment. Now, this is a Middle Eastern recipe, so we're going to keep on buttering it until we get to the end. Then I'm going to cut it into a square. And then I'm going to put nuts in it. Oh my God. Yeah, I said I was going to do it today and I promised. So, but what's happening is it's falling apart at the seams. So I'm just going to just put it down like this. It doesn't really matter because nowadays you cannot throw away food. So by layer, have this out before you actually use it. Me, I forgot about it. So take it out the day before, let it thaw, and then it's ready to use. Me, I forgot. So, all right. Yeah, isn't that a trip? So I'm going to put that there. Then we're going to butter it. Yeah, feel nothing is the same anymore because yesterday, phyllo dough in the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and the 90s, it was as big as this pan right here, and it literally filled it up. Nowadays, it's just too danky and too small. So, and it's there are companies that do that because they think they're cutting costs. So what they're doing is just cheap. Now there is recipe for phyllo dough we can use, but guess what? It's a little thicker than this. And usually phyllo dough is actually very thin. And companies have machines and the machines would make it thin, literally. So here we go. Now, I decided to actually have these videos for all the people that came out of Scientology so they can know how to take care of themselves. And that is actually doing all your own cooking and telling them everything's going to be okay because they never had it yesterday, but they're getting it today. And there's people out there that will support them, like the Aftermath Foundation and the SPTV Foundation. Okay. So, hold on. Okay. All right. Now, the number to the Aftermath MJR Aftermath Foundation is at 1888. It's an 800 number, 1888 3002. And in the UK, it's 0800 090 3372. That's 0800 090 3372. That's 0800 090 3372. And the number to the Aftermath Foundation is, press 1 first, 727 266 5747. That's area code 727 266 5747. And they will provide you with the aid you need. And then another thing, Scientology and mental health do not go together, because guess what? L. Ron Hubbard had a beef with psychiatry, and that's how all this came up. They laughed him right out of the room with the e-meter, and he hated it. And he's been getting it back. And he's been getting at them for years, and now Scientology is now getting back at them for actually laughing at him when he created the e-meter, which really looked like a lie detector test. So it's been like that ever since. Okay. Now, people getting hurt is the most worst thing ever to happen, whether it's a religion or not. Now, some religions are not aware that they're hurting people. That would be the Christian religion. Sometimes, they don't notice that they're hurting somebody, but that they meant for our religion to be peaceful. It is, but at the same time, you're not perfect. You're going to slip up and accidentally hurt another person. So, and in this case, I am going to take information to my pastor and tell him what's going on in Clearwater to see if he can actually get in touch with the Archdiocese in Clearwater. So, okay. And the church in Clearwater, well, there's one church down there that doesn't respond to Scientology, thank God. Oh, goodness. All right, so now I actually piece this together. All right. Oh, boy. And then that'll be the end. Not the end. I still have this one to use. All right. So in the future, oh my goodness. Just do what you can. All right, so I'm just going to peel this one off and put it on. Okay, but I'm not going to throw it away because it's really wasteful, and it'll put a hole in the ozone layer. Now, over the Christmas holiday, I'm not going to mention my sister-in-law's name, but she actually took my pumpkin bread and actually Dust it in the trash. I will put in the ozone, holes in the ozone layer. Was I upset about it too? Yes, it's a vegan pumpkin bread. It doesn't really rise that well, so. Okay, now, oh boy, I'm going to just try the best I can. So, yeah, we're really supposed to take it out the day before, and I forgot to do that, so I did the best I can. And guess what? I'm going to turn into a hypocrite and toss it. So now I'm going to actually take it and then butter it up, even though it's really lousy looking. But you know what? There's only so much you can do. And next time I'll try to remember to take it out the day before using it. So this is what you have to do. And I know this recipe by heart. This was my mother's recipe and my grandmother's recipe. So, okay. And am I going to have any future fundraisers? Maybe, maybe not. But right now, I'm not in the position to do that. So I'm going to open this one up and put more on top. And then I'm going to cut them into squares. Okay. Oh boy. Toss this in the trash. All right. Toss it. The trash is not that far from me, so I toss it in. All righty. Here we go. I'm going to unfold it. All right. Oh boy. All right. Here we go. Now, is it going to work? Let's see here. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So guess what? I'm going to have to do the best I can. Now, this year, I'm not going to throw away food because it's going to waste the earth. So I'm telling the people to just use it. Don't toss it, just use it. Any parts of the Middle East, this country, just use it. Don't toss it out. All the Middle Eastern people and other people, do not toss it out, please. Because then you'll be wasting this earth. Because now they proved that food does put holes in the ozone layer. And I know we're all going to be hypocrites and just throw them away anyway. Because guess what? We're all hypocrites at times. So now I'm going to butter it up. Now this is the second sheet. Okay. Yeah, well. So I'm just going to do the best I can. Now, we're going to put layers of butter in it. And it's about 5. If you miss it, you can actually catch it in my reel. Timestamp March 4th, 2026. Yesterday, I also tried to make something for Easter, but guess what? It did not turn out so great. So scrap that. And that timestamp is March 3rd, 2026. Toss that, and I'll make it again next time. Am I going to eat it? I have no choice but to. So, okay. Because nowadays, there's no way you can throw away food. I know sometimes people just do whatever they want. Look at Scientology. They think they can just walk all over people, take up all the streets, take up an entire downtown area, and think they can get away with it, which so far they have, sort of. But it's, ooh, how pretty. It's actually raining, and it looks so beautiful from inside. But it's another story if you're standing outside. And some people don't mind getting wet, others do. So, and that's how other people worship. Okay. They worship the weather, believe it or not. That's what Wicca does. Yes, I actually believed at one sort of time there was no such thing as witches. I was assured that I just thought there was no such thing. Then my father told me there's a good witch and a bad witch. But people told me they worship the devil. But no, they don't always worship the devil. I found out the truth firsthand. And what they do is worship the earth. They, believe it or not, talk to trees, stand out in the rain, worship the grass. That's what they do. Although, okay, it might sound a little weird, but that's what they do. And they want to worship what God gave them, and that's the way they use it. Okay. So don't get afraid of all of them. Satanists, yes. Get away from those people as much as possible. And now, if you read a bunch of the books, I try to read books, but then I found out when I actually was working a gig in Salem, Massachusetts, like I mentioned before. Oh my goodness. All right, you know what? I'm just going to use it anyway. Oh boy. Okay, now I'm going to use this, butter it up. And then I'll make it again when the next holiday, which is, I think it's, no, I'll do it during the summer, which is probably the 4th of July, maybe. But for now, I said I was going to do it. By all means, I'm going to do it. I was going to do it in the Christmas holiday, but guess what? My internet was knocked off. So, okay, so we're going to keep on buttering this, and then, oh, brother. All right. Now, am I reading a script? No, actually, I use notes, and that's how I know what I'm saying. But at the same time, do I read it? Yes, because I'm not under any pressure to memorize. Although there are people known to memorize it. With me, I just use it. Okay. And then we use it and we butter up. Okay. Now, I'm not going to toss any of these. The best I can do is just try to piece it together. Okay. But all right. Oh man. Okay, let's see here. Okay, everybody, once again, remember to take it out the night before. Because I'm not doing so wild about this. So, okay, so now. Okay. So, here we go. Okay. I mean, use it anyway, because it's going to be a waste of your money. So, and don't even care now that it's going to fall apart if you actually are using it, because if you throw it away now, it's going to put a hole in the ozone. So, you might must just use it now. So, the best I can do now is just piece it together. That's what you do, piece it together. And I know it's supposed to be in one piece, but you know what? There's nothing a whole lot you can do about it. Can't throw it away now because it'll put a hole in the ozone layer. And I know I said it several times because guess what? My family's like that. And I have to tell something with them several times before they get the message. So, and I know some people just get it the first message and don't want to hear it the second time. So, okay. Now I'm going to put the other half on. Okay. Oh, wow. This is just so cool. You should, I mean, you're not in Ohio, but oh my God, it looked gorgeous from in here when it was raining. So, okay. Then I'm going to stick this in the middle, trying to fit it as I go along. Okay, there. So I'm doing the best I can with what I have. All right. So now we're not going to throw away a thing nowadays because it's going to be horrible if you do. All righty. Okay. All righty. Now I'm going to butter this up. Now, am I going to do a video every day? I don't know. Because right now I am in the middle of finding a job. What's my real name? Oh, I'll never tell. Where do I live? I'll never tell. And I am totally safe from Scientology because guess what? My billing is under my brother's name. So I'm completely safe. I'm one of the lucky ones. And I'm not going to say what my last name is. I'm only going to use the abbreviated version, which is Tor. So, and they're going to think, oh my gosh, I can't find our number. So, okay. All right. The next time I am going to take it out a day in advance. So this won't happen again. Oh boy. Okay. So now I'm going to piece it together like this. It won't matter now. We're not going to throw away. And I won't throw away. I refuse to do that. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing the best I can to get it off, but what can you do? Alrighty. Yeah. It looks funny because, yeah, it's all in pieces, but you know what? I'm going to use it anyway. There we go. Okay. I actually thawed it out in the microwave and it fell apart. So I have to remember to actually take it out the day before. So, alrighty, here we go. Oh, well. You know what? I'm just going to peel this off. Okay. Put this one right here. And it won't matter because it's gonna be okay one way or another. So now I'm gonna butter each and every one. And guess what? I also have a security in my laptop, so they can't get into it now. The only thing is I'm gonna have to update it, and that will happen. Nah, I'm just gonna leave it as is. So I'm gonna drown this. It looks like I'm gonna drown the entire dough. So and this is the Athens phyllo dough. Now, in my one day I will make custard made from plant base. So, and it's called Kelkadife, but they don't sell it anywhere here in Ohio. So I'm gonna have to order it via internet. So, okay, all the Middle Eastern foods and desserts you're gonna really find incredible. And alrighty. Now we're going to put this together. All right, so. All right, here we go. All right. All right. Okay. Sorry about the dead air, everybody, but I am just trying to fix this phyllo dough. So it's the world's most thinnest dough on earth. Now, nobody can actually make phyllo dough without it having a thick texture, but they do have machines in the Middle East that would actually work it. So, oh boy, doesn't look like I'm going to use this. So let me see here. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to pop it there and hopefully it'll be okay. It will be okay because I'm not going to toss this out. It's dangerous to the environment. So. Now we're going to butter it up. Now, Scientology is a made-up religion. And like I said before, if somebody wants to make up a religion, that's their constitutional right. It should be on there. But they said they can practice any religion. Does that mean that they can actually worship whatever they want? Yes. But what they can't do is hurt people. And since Scientology is hiding behind the cloak of religion, hiding behind the Fourth Amendment, it's going to be harder to even bring them to justice and have them tried criminally, because they're considered themselves as a religion and they have tax exempt status. Now, we all have to find some way of getting to the government and tell them. I mean, we're not going to rewrite the Constitution. That's wrong. That's what the Constitution is, what makes this country. It's the law. But we have to find ways to actually balance it with the justice system and other people's beliefs. Yeah, it's so much hard to do since the Constitution guarantees freedom of religion. Now, Scientology is complaining that nobody's letting them practice their religion. Yes, we are. But what we're not letting you do is hurt people. And that's what they're doing. They're a money laundering, human trafficking, dog killing cult. So, and that's another thing. They intimidate their victims into silence through their pets. They hate protesters. They don't like them. And they don't want the truth to come out either. And that's what cults do. All right, now we're going to see what I can do. All right. All right, looks like I can take this one apart. Think. Yeah, you know what? I'm probably going to have to. And yeah, I'm going to have to actually just put it there. And then I'm going to take the top part, put it in diagonally like this. And then brush on the butter. And then after I'm done buttering the layers, yeah, well, it's nothing much I can do. We're going to keep on brushing it on. But once again, make sure you take it out the night before if it's in a freezer, and then work it. But I will do this again at another time since I'm single-handedly messed it up, let's face it. So, okay. Is it going to turn out great? You know what? And this as odd as it sounds, I think it is. Okay. All righty. There we go. And now I'm going to put the next one on top. All right. I'm going to put this here at the bottom. All right. Now I'm going to butter this up. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put this down. Now it's going to be a really heavy recipe, and it's 100% butter. And not only the phyllo dough is the main recipe, butter comes second because you have to actually paint each and every one on top of it. So, yeah, and since you can no longer throw away food, you have to do your best if an accident like this happens. So. Okay. Okay. All right. And nowadays, everybody is understanding each and every religion there is. There's no excuse now. You can learn it through via internet and books. So, and now the church is declining. And the reason why, because of that, is, well, really, I think it's the issue of the LGBTQ community. And other issues that they have. So the churches are now closing up. A lot of them actually closed because they had very low attendance. And now, top it off, one of the churches out there in the world are saying, if you're part of the LGBTQ community, you cannot attend our services, which is very discriminatory. They say they preach about acceptance, but yet they don't do it themselves. And now this is the result. So, do I like it? No, I don't. Because I want Christianity and other religions who don't hurt people be there for the next generation and the generation after that. So I am not looking forward to any church closing. or any house of worship clothing. Okay. But however, I'm not trying to cram religion down anyone's throat, but Jesus originally did not want a house. He wanted actually people to worship outside. No building churches. Oh my goodness. So, oh my gosh. This is going to take me hours. And it's already been 1 hour now. So, okay, so I'll just pop it on. It doesn't really matter. Okay, now I'm going to put another layer of butter. Now you cannot throw away anything. Not with the holes in the ozone layer. Yesterday, if something stuck in the 70s, 60s, everybody tossed half the phyllo dough away because it was damaged. Now you can no longer do that. And there's proof, the holes in the ozone layer. So, all you in the Middle Eastern community, don't throw anything away. All right. And once again, now, is Scientology recruitment going very well? Not really. Because all the victims stepped forward and told their stories. And now everybody understood since the internet came along. Before, people were thinking, who do you think you are talking about other people's religions like that? Of course, all the victims came forward via internet and told their story. Not only that, religions actually came forward and said how they worshiped. So not all of them are bad. And some of them actually did horrible things on the internet. And they got caught. So that's a way they actually do this. Okay. All righty. Now, do I worship? Yes, I do. Oh my goodness. Well, at least you guys are working right now. So we're going to keep on brushing. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. All right, so it'll be okay. Just use the phyllo dough because you can't throw away now. So, and there's proof that you can't throw away things now. And some people make a big deal about it, but you know what? I'm the true environmentalist. Okay. And now, let's see if I can just get some of this up. Yeah, I'll put this down here. All right. Oh my gosh. All right, so I'm just going to leave it like this. I'm definitely not going to throw it away for environmental reasons. Okay. Would my family do it? Oh, I know they're capable of it, and I'm going to give them an earful. And they're going to say, oh, Lisa, oh, you're so professional. I'm like, no. You're going to put holes in ozone layer. So it looks like I'm going to have to say it several times. So now you cannot throw anything away. And we all have to get our families to understand, get them to understand why. Okay. I'm going to put this there. Oh my gosh. All right, so I'll just, oh boy, here we go. Let's see here. Now I have to put it back, so. All righty. All right, so now I'm going to paint it on. Okay. Now, okay. All right, so now, yeah, you're going to have to use it. Doesn't really matter. Even if you did a bad job, you're going to have to eat what you have now. As long as it's edible, you can eat it. But if for some reason it's burnt, yeah, toss it. It'll be a lost cause. But get the food processor. Eventually, I'm going to get mine. As soon as I find it, I am going to get it. Okay. It costs a couple of $100, but guess what? It's going to be a best investment. So, okay. Now, baklava is usually heavy. Okay. But take it out the night before. I know I'm saying this several times, and it's driving me crazy since I forgot to take it out last night. So be sure to actually take it out in advance. Okay. Let's see if I can use the bottom half. If not, then that did it. All right. So it looks like I'm gonna have to. All right, let's see here. If it'll come off, let's see here. Okay, let's see. Oh boy. Nah. Yeah, we're gonna have to use it anyway, so I'll just stick it right here. I mean, yesterday we were able to actually take it apart. And if it didn't work out the way we wanted, we were able to throw it away. Now you can't. So everybody in the Middle East, do not throw your phyllo dough away, please. So think of the earth. You want it to be here in the future. And I actually came up with a best platform there is. And I mean, this project means so much to me since since my dad had to be pulled out of school to be put to work in Turkey, in a impoverished area in the Middle East. And his life was affected after that. And this is what it means to me to be on this. Be a part of the SPTV community. Now, are they actually care about the smaller channels who have stories like this? No. I mean, that's the way it looks to me, because guess what? I had the similar story for that when my father was in the Middle East, before he moved here, with my mother, his young son, my older brother. You know what? I guess that's the way things work out. But guess what? I still enjoy doing this, so I'm going to keep on doing it. So, and it's amazing how we take life for granted. Tom Cruise is taking life for granted. David Miscavige is taking life for granted. Look at Tom Cruise. He's not even seeing his own biological daughter, for heaven's sake. Go see your daughter. Okay, so now we're going to butter this on. All right. And he says he calls him, but it doesn't matter whether they call him or not. He has to be in the same room with her. That's the way it goes. That's what being a parent is. So it's unbelievable that he just goes to a Taylor Swift concert instead of attending his own biological daughter's graduation. It's also horrible that he didn't go to her 18th birthday, but manages to get to Victoria's 50th birthday party. Is he a sorry excuse for our father? Yes, he is. If my father was alive and got a gander that I did, I'd be hearing it. He would be he would be actually chewing people's ears off. I mean, he'd be yelling big time and say, "Oh, all celebrities are..." No, well, that's what they say, but no, I don't think all celebrities are like that. Now, we are not perfect. Celebrities are no exception. So, Leah Remedy came right out and started talking about it. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm just going to stick it on. I'm going to do the best I can to get these off. All right. Now, I saved up enough money to get myself a food processor. All right, there we go. Now we're going to use up the rest of the butter. Now, I can't get the rest off. It's my fault for not taking it out in advance. But I did use almost each and every piece. I can't get that off. But from now on, I'm going to remember to Take it out and take in the face. Okay. So we toss that. Now we're going to finish buttering it up. And then we're going to push it aside and then work on our nuts. All righty. So today I actually made room at my table. Because guess what? I have no place at the kitchen counter. And it looks like this is the best I can do. But however, I am going to see what I can do to leave my comfort zone and take a trip to the animal shelter and find animals that were actually abused due to a cult. Now, where? You know what? I'm going to find out about that. So I'm going to keep on brushing this on until it gets to the end. Alrighty. And then I'm going to start chopping up my nuts. Am I going to add cinnamon to it? Not really. Because it's not my mom's recipe. So, okay. All right. Okay. Now, Green Glass says that he was the only one watching it, but I'm trying to understand that since there's not like 440 to 1,800 of them. Sorry. But sorry, Green Glass, that's what I got. So, all right. There we go. Now, at the end, remember to actually wipe it up with a paper towel before throwing it in your sink because it's going to clog up your sink. So, we're going to set this aside and then set this aside somewhere. Okay, I'll just do this. I'm not going to put it, well, I didn't put anything on this in that yet. So now we are going to grind up our nuts. So we're going to take 3 cups of walnuts. Okay. One. 2. I know this is already grinded up, but guess what? I like my walnuts in smaller pieces. Okay. Okay, well, and then this is the 3rd cup. Okay, well, that should do it. And then, well, and then guess what we're going to do? I'm going to place it in that bowl. And then I am Okay. And this water is for later. And I'm going to show you how to make the sauce. Wow. Wow. Actually, okay. All righty. All right. Yeah. Let's see here. All right. I'll just do this. Swing this around. All right. There. Let's see. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. It's perfect. All right. Now we're going to actually grind it up. There. And here it is. So now we're going to dump it in this bowl. And then we're going to grab this out. The blade. So be careful of the blade when you take it out. Okay. And now we're going to put this away. All right, so here we go. They're in tiny little pieces. And guess what? They had to have actually, when they were making almond butter, they had to have put some kind of oiling in there because it didn't stick when I did it. But you know what? If you run into the almond butter recipe, ditch it. Or have it in the refrigerator. Don't just use it. I mean, yeah, ditch the recipe I had. This was on my trash. Don't worry, I haven't used anything on it yet. I still have to fix it. I was going to use my glue, but let's face it, one of the members of my family took it. That's a family member for you. So, all right, now, hold on. All right. So now I am going to cut this into squares. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. Now, will it fall apart while I cut it? Might be a possibility, but like I said, I'm not going to throw it away anymore. The earth relies on this. And I want this planet to be around for my grandnieces and nephews and great nieces and nephews. Now, do I believe that there's reincarnation? I think there might be. I mean, there is evidence, and our memory is one of them. I think God is capable of sending you back to Earth. Okay, so now, all right, let's see. It's ridiculous now the way they make phyllo dough because it used to be a size of this. Now it's just horrible. So now we're going to cut this into a square. Okay. And then lift it up. Okay. Alrighty. There we go. And now we are going to put our nuts in it. So let's do that. Okay, and then we're going to fold it up. I'm going to knock off the excess one. So we're going to actually put it on like that. And then I'm going to have the next one, cut it up. I'm going to have to do it this way because, oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Now, this is a favorite Middle Eastern dessert or snack. They use this they eat this all the time in the Middle East. This is their favorite dessert. So, all right. So we're going to fold this up and put it squarely like this. Right. And then we're going to take the other, oh, you know what? I forgot to actually turn on the oven. So let's do that now. So let me clean myself up. Okay. All right. There we go. Now, it looks like from now on, I'm going to sit at the kitchen table every time I'm with you guys because it looks like I got more room here. So here we go. Now, does this advocacy show mean a lot to me? Yes, it does. And I'm not going to let anyone take it away from me. And because I see a lot of people in OSA, celebrities, who are just don't care what they're doing. Just the ones that are in Scientology. Now they think they're not hurting anyone, but guess what? They're not knowing every single thing that goes on. So, all right. So now I'm going to cut another one up. And I preheated my oven to 350. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. So I'm going to make it into a square. So I'm going to actually. Okay, well, what can you do? So now I'm going to take the one that's in middle. Put it in like this. That's going to be the baklava. And this is timestamp March 4th, 2026. So that's the timestamp. Do I actually want to know all of Jenna's recipes? Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, the potato chips are appealing to me, but let's face it, I am getting. I have a bit of a belly on me, so I'm gonna have to. Okay, now I'm gonna stick this over here. All right. Now the rest of it is actually sitting at the bottom, so I'm gonna just take this, fold it up. This is in smaller nuts, so I just like it all grounded up, not left in. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it looks like I'm only going to take it to my family because there's not enough of it. So we're going to cut this up. Keep cutting. Okay. All right. Cut this up. Now I'm doing the square form this time. Next time, maybe I'll make it into a diamond shape. Right now, I decided to do this because guess what? Yeah, it really messed up. Well, me doing it. So next time, I am going to remember to actually take it out before using it the next day. So, okay. Okay, stay. Okay. And now I'm going on to my next phyllo dough. Alrighty. Okay. All right. All right, there we go. Then I'm going to stick this right in here. Alrighty. Now it looks like I'm only going to have 12 servings. So it looks like I'm going to end up taking it to my family's house. So, and then next time I make it, I am actually going to make it, I guess, for Mother's Day. I don't know when. So, all right. All right. There we go. Now I'm going to put it in this shape. It looks like I'm only going to have it 12 servings of this. So, okay. And this is what my mother actually did for me and my brother. Oh boy. Yeah, it looks like it's going to my brother's house for Easter. Okay. Oh my goodness. There. Now, lift it up. Put the nuts in. Now, this is in tiny little pieces. I like it better like this, rounded up. Okay. Alrighty. Now, let's see here. Now I'm going to do this again with this one. All right. So now, okay, I'm going to make this. Okay. Don't worry, I'm not going to cut myself again. I cut myself with that blade yesterday while I was washing my dishes. So, all right, here we go. This one came off, so I'm going to have to peel it off, put it in. All right, so now, okay. Now, okay. Now, I keep saying that Jenna Miscavige is the Martha Stewart of the ex-Scientology world, because that's what I think. So, all right. It looks like I'm only going to take it to my family's house because there's only 12 servings. So, all right. Yep. There's the signal that I am going to put this in the oven. All righty. There. Now, I'm not going to waste, so guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make little baby ones. So, and then I'm going to put this away. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. There we go. And it's actually 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and a half servings. So it's just for 12 people to have. So hopefully I'll remember this. So there we go. It is done. So all right, these will go into the sink. I'm gonna wipe it up, the bowl up, make sure it doesn't clog up the sink. All right, there we go. And now I'm gonna throw this in the sink. All right, now I'm gonna put this in the oven now. All right, so, and this is what it looks like. All right. Now have it in the oven for at least, I think, 20 to 25 to 35 minutes. or till it's golden brown. Okay, so here we go. To throw this in the sink. All right, and this goes into a jar. Now, in case you got any leftovers, don't be afraid to actually save it for the next day or for another dessert. All right, now we're gonna make the sauce. So we're gonna take, oh boy. Stepped on a nut. All right. Now we're gonna take 2 cups of sugar. Now, I was going to make more batches of baklava, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen since, I was just lousy. I just paid it out in advance. So, okay. And now I'm going to add 1 cup of water. And that's my mom's recipe. And then I'm going to put it aside and wait till, well, actually, I have to actually make it. So, well, that should do it for today. Remember, don't take life for granted, everybody. Like Scientology does and every other cult does. Because look at Tom Cruise. Let's face it. He doesn't see his kid at all. And the ones he does have, he just, Okay. Now, if you want to help me keep this channel going, go to my PayPal. You can donate there, or you can buy me a coffee, which I'm working on right now. But if you don't have the money to actually contribute, don't. Just watch this channel. And I dare you to hit that subscribe button. And then hit the like. And I'm going to see you on Monday. Because tomorrow it's going to be a holiday. So, bye and see you on Monday.